Okay, I guess it's about time that we got started with this thing. Let's play some Daggerheart. Let's start Rolling Solo. Hello, welcome to Rolling Solo. I'm Paul, your Dagger master / player / everything else. This is an actual play, Daggerheart Solo tabletop role-playing game show. Yeah, that's about it. As always, before I get started, I usually like to read the Daggerheart. Oh, that's better. Usually want to read the Daggerheart disclaimer. And just let you guys know that this product is adapted from or based on content created and owned by Darrington Press, Daggerheart Open Beta Materials, Darrington Press LLC 2024, available at daggerheart.com. And it was created using the Darrington Press Community Gaming License. The Daggerheart Open Beta Materials are owned and copyrighted by Darrington Press LLC. All rights are reserved. And it was based on the following public game content created and owned by Darrington Press, Daggerheart Open Beta Materials, Darrington Press LLC 2024, available at daggerheart.com. And with that, and a little reminder to everybody to just up front, if you're still watching after that terrible read, you probably like this. So like it and subscribe. Or follow, or whichever platform you're doing, do the appropriate thing. Okay. And with all that, let's get started. And we'll get started with a recap. So as to what happened last week. So last week, our unnamed gang had an unexpected fight with a couple of scorpions on an island of the Soleia River. They're on that river because the highborn orc princess, Kolbrá and Auriane's daughter, asked her old school friend Halborg to help her find an alternate way to get to the city of Felvavik. Kolbrá, along with her bodyguards, Ursula and Auriane, is on her way to Felvavik to catch a ship that will take her from her native Kingdom of Ashes to the Kingdom of Karaz, where she is meant to marry a minor prince. This marriage is important. It's meant to solidify the alliance between Ashes and Karaz as they face the expansionist threat from their northern neighbor on the continent of Yibin, the Olhaldor theocracy. Someone, a mysterious master of assassins, is trying to stop this wedding by having Kolbrá murdered. This plot would almost certainly have succeeded 3 days ago had Auriane Chopin, a self-exiled Elven Wanderborne stalwart guardian, not happened upon a battle while Ursula Franzdottir, the fairy order-born divine wielder Seraph, was making a desperate stand against a gang that had slaughtered the rest of Kolbrá's retainers. So as we open today, we are on our island in the middle of the river. And when we ended last time, we had they had just finished this fight with a couple of giant scorpions. And I think we're going to ask a couple of questions just to start off, because I have a way I expect this. What I expect us to open on is a tight shot of giant scorpion tail spitted over a fire. The fire is, obviously it's being cooked, turned, and then we kind of pan out and we have our heroes kind of, kind of sitting around chatting as they roast the scorpion tail and a couple of scorpion claws. That's how I kind of expect the scene to open. Our chaos level right now, I think, is probably around a 6, which would have us be rolling a d8 to find out if this scene goes as we expect it to, or if something interesting happens. So let's go ahead and bring up our dice tray. And let's make our first roll of the day. 2. 1, 2, or 3, nothing happens. The scene goes forward as planned. There are no additional scorpions on the island. There is nothing else going on. We are able to just relax, cook the scorpions, and sit around the fire. And that will give us, I think, an opportunity for a little bit of RP. Which it's a bit early, but so we will move the scene from the woods to a beach. So you can see that they are on a beach. There are actually a couple of fires going. There's scorpion tail. We can, if we were to get shots in, we would see that the giant claws are also being cooked in these fires. We have the members of the boat's crew have apparently come in on some kind of on a rowboat, which is pulled up on the shore, and are sitting around one fire. And our adventurers are kind of sitting around another fire, sitting near another fire. The fires aren't separated. These aren't like bigly separated camps. It's just that, they're next to each other, but the people are kind of congregated into their own little groups based on who they're comfortable with. Ursula grabs her axe and stands up. She walks away from the fire, kind of tossing over her shoulder, I'm going to check the perimeter again. And she's going to walk up to the beach, up to near the forest where it meets the beach, and kind of just check, and sort of like just do a walk. She's just doing a walk to see if there's anything dangerous coming. She's checking this, and I say beach, but this is a fairly small, more of a gravelly beach than a sandy beach. This is a river, not an ocean. So, it's kind of a beach-ish, but mostly like a pebbly beach kind of thing. It's actually quite tight. It's not like a giant expanse. The island itself is only a couple hundred yards wide, so this river kind of flows way out around it. Kolbrá, sitting watching the food cook, and I think Auriane will start the conversation. She will turn to Kolbrá and so. You fought very well. Again, I have seen this magic that you throw around, which is an interesting abilities that you have. Perhaps I was not supposed to exactly learn wizardry. It's not doesn't run in my family, but and she kind of gestures a bit to her cane that she's holding, and Auriane kind of nods. I see. But you showed enormous strength. I don't think. I think perhaps that scorpion would have had more luck with us had you not knocked it backwards like that. It sailed quite a good ways. Yes. Yeah. That's my best spell for offense, I think. You know. So I don't. I realize it seems perhaps a bit late to be asking this, but do you mind? I know we are going to see your brother, but mon frère, where are we going and why? Oh, well, I'm supposed to get married in Karaz to, oh hell, I should know this. I should really know this. Prince, it's on the tip of my tongue. But he's a minor prince of, I'll reread the briefing on the ship when we get there. But yeah, it's there's a ship in Felvavik that's supposed to take me to Karaz and to this wedding. I see. That makes sense. That is, I think, perhaps something I already knew, but why? Why is this marriage so important to you, to your family? Oh, well, you know, Hadar, as you might know, has been kind of aggressively expanding recently, and not into Gavay. They have not. Well, not yet. And you know, if they get a chance to cross the strait of Gavay, I think they will try to take your land as much as they're trying to take ours. We want to ally with Karaz, and this is just kind of the way that it's been decided that we would do it. Is this common among with your people that you make decisions about who you will marry, who you will spend your time with, based on these politics? Oh yeah, that's. You know, most of my older siblings have managed to find advantageous unions that were kind of on their own, but yeah, this one kind of just showed up, and you know, I'm the last member of the family without a mate, so there you go. You know, I mean, direct member of my family. There's cousins and other people like that, but I'm the last of my father's children to be, you know, put in this position. I see. And I think at this point we're going to have. We're going to ask a couple of questions because we don't necessarily know the answers to these questions. The RP would seem to suggest that Kolbrá is not 100% on board with this plan. So let's ask that question. Based on my roleplay, I think it's unlikely that she's entirely satisfied with that plan, so we'll give this a -3. And we will do a quick vibe check. Again, it's anything 11 or higher is a yes. That is a 14. 14 -3 is an 11, so that's a weak yes. So she is 100% on board, but it's a weak yes. So she is maybe not 100% on board. Maybe she is on board, but just because she understands the necessity of it, not because she's particularly enthusiastic about. I mean, obviously, she doesn't remember the guy's name. She's not particularly enthusiastic about the prospect. She has questions and issues, but I think that she is satisfied enough with her place and well-trained enough in her duties to think that this is something she's going to have to do. And she's accepted that even if she's not, even if she has questions in herself. And our next question is going to be, and we will go with, here's our fear die, and here's our hope die. And we will have Auriane make a roll. And I think she will make a... What do you guys think? Presence or instinct? I think this is an instinct roll. And this is an instinct roll just to see how much of what Kolbrá is putting down is Auriane picking up. Okay, that's an 11 on the fear die. We did not set a DC for this. So let's just set a DC by going... let's do a 10 plus a 12. Okay, so DC 11, not terribly difficult. She definitely makes that. I pick up a fear. Well, we pick up a fear. There we go. Am I going to get a fear? Yeah, I think I'll take the fear. So she does pick up on that. But I think narratively, that success with fear is going to lead to an awkward statement. So she's going to turn. So, Kolbrá has stated, that she's feeling, she's, like, I'm the person who's getting married. Auriane turns and says, this is seems very disrespectful to you as a person. Now that's seems. Cannot imagine being treated like a piece of cattle. We are much more free where I come from, I think. Well, perhaps where you come from, you don't understand concepts like duty. Well, if you think I do not understand concepts like duty, perhaps you would not be comfortable with me and your being your protector in this danger that I have saved you from multiple times now. Save me. I think all of us were fighting back there, and I think I held my own quite well. You said so yourself. Yes, I did. I am sorry. I am. And she will stand up and go to do her own perimeter traverse. As Auriane kind of thinks about her own, she would, excuse me, please. And she thinks about her own past. And I think we're going to get, as Auriane goes and stands at the edge of the woods, and then turns and then stares and is watching. They're in this, like, as the river comes around, some of the rocks that lead out onto like a little promontory out into the river. The river comes around and it creates this little beach there. With the forest on the curve of the back. And Auriane will walk out onto this spit, staring out at the river. And as she kind of ponders this, I think we'll get a little flashback of Auriane is in a home. She is like lying in a bed, heavily bandaged. She has clearly been brought to the brink of death. So blood and she currently has. We have seen that she has a scar along her eye, but at this time, this is it's more fresh and red, as well as some of the scars along her arms and shoulders. She's, these are red, angry wounds instead of the faded scars that we see when we look at her now. They're not very faded. They're just not, fresh anymore. It's been a couple of weeks. And of course, this is a role-playing RPG world. People heal super fast. But so she's lying there, kind of staring at the wall. We hear the door open into this room that she's in. This kind of, as she's lying on this kind of cot, she turns her head and faces a man who looks very familiar to us, or not very familiar, but he looks somewhat familiar to us. He's, and this is her. Give me 1 second to lore check. Sorry about this. Okay. This is Frederick Chopin, who is her uncle, one of her two, one of the uncles. These are her mother's brothers, Cedric and Frederick. We do not know that yet, but this is a man who looks familiar in the sense that he could very easily be the brother of the person who was killed in our previous flashback. And indeed, that's what he's going to open with. So, he's a big guy, burly, gone a little bit to seed, perhaps, but still, quite large and strong across the shoulders, a little bit of a gut, and he's an elf, so he has his hair is longish and intricately braided, but with like kind of the things in the front, and hair here and there, and kind of up on the front. So he's this. So you are awake. You have failed us, I think. You are telling me that my brother is dead because you could not protect him. There were many... Don't. We are Kaveh. We do not make excuses. We do not say, oh, it was hard. Life is hard. All that matters is what you do, whether you succeed, whether you fail, you have failed. Yes. I could not protect him. No. So, you should not be alive, Auriane. You realize that, yes? Yes? You should be in the ground with Cedric, who you left, I assume, to be eaten by crows. Yes. And so what do I do with you? What do I do with a guardian who cannot guard? What good are you? What good are you to me? What good are you to anyone? What good are you to our people? You cannot even defend yourself properly. Here. But I am a soft-hearted man. I will give you some money. You can go north into Ashes and maybe find some way to live. I will not send you back to face judgment, even though I should. You are my niece, and despite your failings, I still wish to protect you. So this is what I will do. You will send me away. Send me into Ashes. You would perhaps prefer to walk in shame the rest of your days among our people, knowing that you are a failure, that you are a person who cannot keep her bond. Would you let my brother die? You would rather go back and face all of that nothing, less than nothing. Perhaps this way you can earn a little something for yourself, and to not have to ever face your mother again, knowing what you have done. And then we're going to cut there from that scene. And that's just a little backstory on how Auriane got here. So we'll get that, a little bit of a flashback as she's sort of staring at the water. And then we will move from this scene back to the boat. What we expect for this scene is to be rolling straight into Felvavik. Wow. Sound went out there for a minute. So we expect to be coming in past all those shanty towns into... let me... hold on one second. I can do this on the fly. We're just going to add an audio source, audio input. Okay. And we should, yes, we have sound now. So we're expecting to come into town here. We're expecting to be coming into the town of Felvavik, past all those shanty towns up on the northern edge of town, past the haunted village, past the, and towards Newgate. Well, not towards Newgate because that's the, past the haunted village and past the Iron Way, and into the city down towards the southern docks is where we're expecting to be going. And the question is that in fact where we are going to be going? Is that where we open our scene? It's what we expect. What happens? Let's drop our chaos level here. It's been pretty high, so we're going to drop it to a 4. And I'm going to say it's pretty likely that we're going to be arriving where we expect to arrive. So that will be this is pretty much a straight roll. 11 or higher, we arrive where we expect. That is a 20. Okay, so that is a critical yes. We are definitely arriving exactly where we expect to be arriving. We come in through the town. So the town of Felvavik is a city of So Felvavik is a city of about 60,000 people. The Soleia River runs through the city. As we come in, we can see, if you begin with, there's farmlands, and then past the farmlands, you start to see more houses, and you start to see these kind of shanty towns of, small cottages and crowded tenement type low buildings, narrow alleys, more dirt than you would expect anywhere. And then as you approach the gate, you can see on the outside of the walls of the city to the north, in the Iron Way district, these giant, or not giant, but against the wall, these larger stone homes that are kind of built up against the walls and around that. then the barge continues down the river. It passes through the kind of river gates, and there are these giant, the walls come to the edge of the river. There's a huge arcing parapet that goes across the top of the river. And we can see soldiers on that, and elsewhere you can see that there's an actual gates that can be swung shut. These the river's about a mile wide at this point, so you can't do that. But there's we can see this just unbelievable arch that crosses this huge expanse of the river, with some guards on it, guard towers on it. These drop at various points into the river itself, because it needs some kind of support. So as so there are places where the river rushes much faster around the edges of these huge columns that come down from this parapet into the river. We pass that. We see on either side, now we're in the city proper, so there's the boat traffic on the river going back and forth, people getting on, getting off as they cross there's some smaller bridges as we come along. This has a sort of a Londonish feel with these like bridges across the Thames kind of idea. But the barge continues to make its way through this boat traffic. It's not the only barge on the river. The traffic is getting very crowded at this point. As we get closer to the bay, everything widens out. But also the houses, the buildings on either side get taller. To the north, there's the river goes up, or not the river, but the land goes up. There's a large bluff to the north where things are standing. So the buildings are like farther above the river. These tall kind of stone buildings facing against this kind of stone bluff, with some other houses down at the bottom, and then the river. And then to the south, the bank is much closer. The houses are a little bit lower, cheaper kind of feel to them. So we cross through this stone and half timber bustling city with 4, 5, 6-story buildings on either side of the river, with the bluff up to the north. We come down to the docks, and it is at the docks that we're montaging all this, of course. The boat will pull in to a dock area, and immediately the stevedores on the boat will get off, and there's work being done as they pull into this area where there's docks with cranes and other clearly the southern docks are working docks that are there to set up to handle this kind of cargo boats. You have cranes, and you have warehouses, and you have areas where goods can be stored. And this is where this timber is kind of being offloaded, or these logs are kind of being offloaded. Theoretically to be, perhaps moved down to, another part of the city if there's, to be dealt with and milled, etc. And even as I say that, I think to myself, no. The sawmill would be up north somewhere. Ah, well, too late now. For some reason, they bring the logs down here, they mill them on site. We're just going to go with that. Why not? So this is the thing that has been being done. Um, uh, you know, yeah, so yeah, that threw me. Just realizing that I had my economy wrong threw me, and it's just a lesson to all of you. Don't worry about the economy of your world. So as that happens, Hallberg is standing, in this kind of dock area as this work is happening, and she's standing with Kolbrá and Ursula and Auriane. It's like, well, that was a interesting journey. I haven't had Scorpion in quite some time. And Kolbrá and they take their leave, and Kolbrá's like, well, I will be. Guess I'll be. Thank you so much, Hallberg, for getting us here. I think hopefully my brother will be able to help. But thank you. And they hug and they take off. So we're going to, at this point, I think, what I want to do is we want to level up. And I don't have everything I wanted to have to level up, but I do have their cards. So I'm just adjusting my battle cam here a little bit so that it becomes a card cam. Okay. I don't know if those are readable, but hopefully they are. I can read them okay. So, at this moment, before we do anything else, we're going to level up. So, let's look at our level up options. We will start with Kolbrá. Kolbrá, what are her options? First off, we have to create an experience. What has Kolbrá learned in the interim here? What is an experience that she has gained? So her current experiences, let's see, what does she have for her current experiences? current experiences are that she is full of secrets and anchored in rage. This may not have come across entirely, but Kolbrá is a very, very angry young woman. So I think that for her new experience, she's never been in a fight before. She's always been super confident in her abilities, but I think I'm going to go with tougher than I look, because she is kind of a scrawny one, and that will be her experience. So that goes, her damage proficiency goes up. And then we've got our level up option. She can either increase a trait, add an HP slot, add a stress slot, increase 2 of her experiences by +1, add an armor slot, increase her evasion, increase her minor threshold. I am going to increase her minor threshold. Oh, we're on the level 2. There we go. So we will increase her minor threshold by 1. And then I think she gets 1 more of these. Let's permanently add a hit point slot. And those are the 2 things we'll do. So we're going to add a hit point slot and increase her minor damage threshold. And then we get to choosing 1 domain deck card, and that's what we have out here, is our options for that. So, what are our options? We have, she can either pick up another codex, she can pick up a couple of, this is not good, there we go. Yeah. That's a little better. Let's see. Reassurance, final words. What are these things? Let's see. Nah, I don't want to speak with the dead. I don't want to. She's already got 1 healing spell. She's got Mending Touch that she's already got. I don't think she's had much time to, well, she's been working on things, so I think she's going to take I think she's going to take Runic Lock, Arcane Door, and Reveal. It's just because that's what she's been working on. Or and you know what? She's going to take the other level 1 book, the Book of Iliad. She's going to take Slumber, Arcane Barrage, and Telepathy. Those are things that kind of more match what she's doing right now. So we'll take that. So those are her level 2s. And that will be Kolbrá. So Kolbrá is taking the Book of Iliad. She's taking the second level 1 card, but the second level 1 Codex. So that's her. Oh, and all the characters have had a long rest as well. We assume that they rested on the island. Having rested on the island, our pursuit has moved closer. Having traveled for 2 more days, we have almost escaped. The pursuit is closer than our escape at the moment. Ursula will also go up to level 2. So let's level her up. She is level 2. What experience has Ursula gained from all of this combat? So the things that have happened to Ursula is that she's died twice, or she's died once, been knocked unconscious once, and been rescued twice by this stranger. So I think that, I mean, I think she's, like, picked up some reliance on others. I think I'm going to go with her new experience is there's still hope. So she's going to take the experience that there's still hope, because when things have gone wrong in the past, when she was, when she was at the door of the carriage and all of her retainers were dead and she was completely outnumbered and wondering how she was going to manage to keep Kolbrá alive, Auriane just showed up and axed a bandit in the back, killed a couple of other people, and just generally kicked ass when they were attacked in their bedroom, and she was taken completely out. When she came to, again, Kolbrá had managed to kill one of the assassins, Auriane had managed to kill another. She has a feeling like, even when things are going wrong, there's still hope for things to get better. Her level up options, I think she is also going to increase her... she's going to add an armor slot, because she needs to do a little bit more saving of herself, and she is going to also add an HP slot. And then let's look at her cards that she can have. So she shares a domain with Kolbrá. So she'll keep those, and then her other domain is Valor. So let's look at our Valor cards. Okay. Okay. So the cards she has available are Body Basher. She uses the full force of her body in the fight. On a successful melee attack, always add your strength trait to your damage roll. Bold Presence. Whenever you make a presence roll against a hostile target, you add your strength trait to the roll. And then she has the Splendor cards, Final Words, Healing Hands. She could take, which is asking 3 questions. On a successful spellcast roll, she can infuse a moment of life into a corpse. That's Speak with Dead. Healing Hands, make a spellcast roll, target a creature other than yourself. On a success, mark a stress to heal the target 2 hit points or 2 stress. On a failure, mark a stress to heal the target 1 point or 1 stress. You can't heal the same target again until after your next short rest. She is using right now I Am Your Shield and Reassurance. Which I have not been using much. Bolt Beacon, which is a ranged spell attack. Forceful Push. When you make a successful melee attack, you can push the target out of melee range and spend a hope to make them temporarily vulnerable. That's pretty cool. I think we're going to take... I think she's going to take... I don't think she's going to take any of these level 2s. She can add an additional 1d6 to her damage dice if she takes Forceful Push. I think she's going to take Forceful Push. She's going to take another level 1 option of Forceful Push. So both of these characters have taken a level 1 option instead of a level 2. Okay. And finally, Auriane Chopin. What will she do to level up? So I'm just going to go to level 2. Enter an experience. What experience has Auriane picked up from this adventure? What has she learned? How has she changed? She has done some traveling on her own. I think I'm going to go with that. She's going to go with I belong here. She has come into a strange place, and she is, and she's managed to just kind of make herself a home, give herself a place in this new area. So I think that's what we're going to go with, is I belong here. She increases her severe damage threshold. She increases her proficiency. She gets 2 level up options. Can't go without adding that HP slot. We're going to increase some traits. Let me open our character sheet in a new tab here. Let's see. She fights with strength. Her strength is +2. And she's got that -1 in finesse. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to increase some traits. So which traits are we going to increase? We're going to increase her strength to 3 and her finesse to 0. And then she too chooses a domain deck card. She has all the Valor cards, but she also has Blade cards. So let's see what our Blade cards are. Blade. And I did check the 1.4 rules, and none of these updated since I printed them at 1.3. At least I don't think they did. Let me know if I'm wrong. There we go. So let's see what her options are here. She has Body Basher and Bold Presence from Valor to pick up. She also has I Am Your Shield from Valor, which I have not used. Forceful Push from Valor. Reckless from Blade. You may always mark a stress to take advantage on an attack roll against the target. That's pretty good. A Soldier's Bond. Once per long rest, if you compliment someone or ask them about something they are good at, you may both take 3 hope. Oh, that is tough. That is a tough choice. I think I'm going to go with always marking a stress to take advantage on an attack roll against the target. I think that's going to pair really well with things like Whirlwind. And I have not been short of hope, so that's the one we're selecting. So, all right. Also, she's kind of a barbarian, and Reckless just goes with barbarian, right? Okay, well, everybody is leveled up. We are standing on a dock. We have had, this is after so that will do it for the day. We will come back on this dock with our new level 2 characters. Thank you very much for watching. If you get a chance, always a good idea to check out my Etsy shop at Solid Soft Design. And you can get a Roleling Solo hoodie and or t-shirt or any of the other shirts and hoodies that I build. Hey, until next time, keep rolling.